As a family physician specializing in integrative health, my role is to pay equal attention to physical, mental, and spiritual health. Today, I want to share one of my favorite teachings of Buddha to improve our mental and spiritual health. Water the right seed. But before we dive deeper, please pause this video here briefly to read this disclaimer. Buddha taught that our mind is like a fertile field filled with dormant seeds. We carry wholesome seeds of love, joy, and peace alongside unwholesome seeds like anger, fear, and jealousy. How our lives unfold depends on which seeds we choose to nurture daily. Let me illustrate this by giving you a clinical example. I once had a patient who expressed constant fear during our visits, worried about her mother's Alzheimer's, and terrified of facing the same diagnosis. As she kept mentioning the word fear multiple times during our visit, I decided to ask her what she liked to watch on TV in her spare time. She admitted that she loved watching horror movies. Without realizing it, she was intentionally watering the seeds of fear, panic, and horror in her mind every single night. My prescription for her was simple: swap horror movies for comedies for 1 month, and her follow-up, the transformation was remarkable. She looked visibly lighter and shared that the constant weight of fear had finally lifted. This concept spans many traditions. The Bible calls us to replace evil with good. The renowned comparative religion scholar Joseph Campbell explained this through the symbolism of the Star of David of the Jewish faith. The upward-pointing triangle signifies our growth towards enlightenment, while the downward-pointing triangle represents slipping into our lower, destructive nature, reminding us that what we consciously nurture decides our life's trajectory. In modern medicine, we call this neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and behaviors. Strong neural pathways grow wherever you focus your attention, while unused pathways fade away. Buddha was describing neuroplasticity thousands of years ago. Our mental state depends heavily on what we consume, both physically and mentally. On the physical side, if you struggle with anxiety, try swapping caffeine for calming herbal options like lavender or chamomile tea. And if you want to protect your mood against depression, it is best to avoid alcohol, which acts as a potent central nervous system depressant. Mentally, our environment plays just as big a role. Engaging in gossip actively waters seeds of negativity. Consuming graphic news or hypersexualized media nurtures seeds of violence and lust rather than authentic love. Conversely, choosing to surround yourself with positive, uplifting people naturally waters seeds of peace and inner calm. Now let me ask you a question. What is the harm in watering an unwholesome seed? After all, negative emotions seem directed at others, right? Vipassana teacher SN Goenka explained it brilliantly. We are always the first victims of our negative emotions. When you become angry, stress hormones flood your body and ruin your inner peace before affecting anyone else. Conversely, we are the first beneficiaries of our positive actions. Donating to a good cause brings joy to your heart before the money even reaches the recipient. To transform your life, focus on making simple, intentional choices every single day. Start by choosing wholesome inputs. Make a conscious effort to feed your mind positive thoughts, uplifting media, and nutrient-dense foods that nourish your body. And finally, make time for daily meditation. Every single time you sit down to meditate, you are actively watering the seed of calmness while pulling out the weeds of anxiety and mental clutter. Recommended reading. This teaching was championed by Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh. To dive deeper into his mindfulness works, check out his audiobooks on Audible. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn more about integrative medicine topics, please click on this next video right here. I'm Dr. Sharma, wishing you physical, mental, and spiritual balance. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy.